Ladies, listen closely. The moment you stop needing him, the moment he starts needing you. You want power? You want magic? You want him to chase you like he's breathing? Then master the art of detachment. Because the woman who can walk away is the woman every man secretly fears and desperately desires. Today I'm not teaching you how to please a man. I'm teaching you how to own yourself so deeply that a man has no choice but to be drawn to you. You know, they taught us wrong. They taught us that if we love harder, if we stay longer, if we give more, we win. But real power, real fire, real magnetism is born when you know how to detach without losing your soul. Let me tell you something loud and clear. Detachment is not about not feeling. It's about not folding. It's about standing so tall in your spirit that even if the whole world walks away from you, you are still enough. Think about it. The woman who texts back immediately, who rearranges her life to fit into his. She's sweet, she's lovely, she's available. But the woman who answers on her time, who says, I'm busy building myself, I'll call you when I'm free, she's unforgettable. She's power. Have you ever noticed the person who keeps chasing after others, friendships, love, approvable, always feels drained, invisible, replaceable? This kind of person usually feels drained, invisible, replaceable. But the person who says, I am here to give, but not here to beg, that person commands respect without lifting a finger. Picture this. Two women at a workplace. One stays back late every day, says yes to every project, smiles through every disrespect, waiting for validation. The other, she does her work like a beast, she says no without fear, and she walks out the door with her dignity at 5 p.m. sharp. Guess who gets treated like a queen when the big opportunities come? Detachment is power. Because when you detach from needing approval, needing attention, needing them to choose you, you become the chooser. And they feel it. Oh, they feel it in their bones. It's in the way you walk. It's in the way you speak. It's in the way you smile, as if the world already belongs to you. And you don't need anyone to hand you permission. You want a real-life example? Have you ever loved someone so much that you lost yourself? Maybe you checked your phone every 5 minutes for their reply. Maybe you broke your own rules just to keep them happy. And then what happened? They pulled away. They treated you like an option. Not because you weren't lovable, but because you handed your power away for free. Now imagine the version of you who says, I love you, but I love myself more. Imagine the woman who says, if you leave, I won't fall apart. I'll rise even higher. That woman is a force. That woman is the storm. I'll tell you another story, a real one. There was a girl who dreamt of becoming an artist. Everyone told her she needed to impress this gallery owner. So she sent emails, begged for meetings, tried to mold her art into what they thought was sellable. Nothing happened. No one cared. Then one day she said, screw it. I'm not chasing anymore. I'm creating what's burning inside me, whether anyone likes it or not. She detached from needing approval, and her art exploded. The same gallery owners who ignored her came running. Because detachment shifts energy. Neediness repels. Self-sufficiency attracts. I don't care if it's relationships, careers, friendships, dreams. The more you obsessively hold on, the more life slips away. But the minute you let go, the minute you release the fear of losing, life floods toward you. There's a different glow on your face when you know you can survive without anyone's validation. There's a fierceness in your eyes when you know your worth is not tied to someone's opinion. And trust me, nothing is more magnetic than a woman who doesn't need to be chosen because she has already chosen herself. I see it every day. The woman who doesn't call after he ghosts her, she terrifies him. The woman who doesn't reply immediately when he breadcrumbs her, she haunts him. Because here's the secret. When you detach from chasing love, you start attracting it. When you detach from proving your worth, you start living it. In daily life, it's simple but powerful. You don't over-explain yourself to people who must understand you. You don't stretch yourself thin to fit into places you have outgrown. You don't water yourself down to make others comfortable. You don't stay where you are tolerated. You go where you are celebrated. You drink your coffee slowly, like a queen who knows she's already conquered the morning. You walk into rooms like you own the air inside them. You smile at your own reflection because you know you are the miracle you were waiting for. Not someone else, not someday, right now, right here. You are the power. You are the prize. You are the moment. Detachment is not about walking away from everything. It's about walking away from anything that asks you to shrink. The world will tell you to hold on tighter, beg a little louder, dim yourself to fit smaller hands. Don't fall for that. Detach. Detach from fear. Detach from desperation. Detach from anything that whispers you are not enough. Because when you do, when you finally detach from everything outside of you, you realize you had the power inside you all along. They say strength is about how much weight you can lift. No. Real strength, real undeniable strength, is about how much weight you can hold inside and still smile like you own the world. Emotional control is not about pretending you don't feel. It's about mastering your response when the world throws fire at you. It's the art of staying calm while everything inside you wants to burn. It's the decision to breathe when every nerve is screaming to react. It's power disguised as grace. Because the truth is, when you react instantly, when you let every situation hijack your peace, when you let someone else's chaos infect your soul, you are handing them the remote control to your mind. And queens don't hand over their crowns. Think about it. Have you ever sent a text in anger just to regret it 5 minutes later? Have you ever screamed at someone in the heat of a moment only to realize you gave them the power to see you fall apart? We've all been there. But emotional control, that's when you stand in the middle of the storm and say, not today. You will not get a reaction out of me today. I am bigger than this. I am stronger than this. I am not their puppet. I am my own peace. Imagine this. 2 people get insulted publicly. One immediately fights back, throws words like knives, and looks desperate for revenge. The other smiles, nods, walks away, leaving the room wondering what secret weapon she's carrying. Who do you think owns the room? Who do you think leaves a mark? Because silence at the right moment is louder than 1,000 words screamed in anger. Self-possession is the most stunning outfit you can wear. There's something dangerously beautiful about a woman who doesn't flinch when insulted. Something magnetic about a man who doesn't break character when provoked. They look untouchable, invincible, almost otherworldly. Why? Because while everyone else is busy reacting, they are busy winning. I'll tell you another story, a real-life one. A young woman worked under a boss who constantly tried to belittle her. In meetings, he would cut her off. In emails, he would mock her suggestions. Everyone told her to lash out, to confront him, to make a scene. You know what she did? She stayed steady. She kept her work impeccable. She smiled at his jabs like she was hearing the buzz of a mosquito. She didn't react. 6 months later, when he tried to sabotage her promotion, she didn't have to fight. Her work and her unbreakable composure spoke for her. She got promoted, he got fired. Because emotional control doesn't just protect your peace, it builds your empire. It makes you untouchable. You can see it every day in the smallest things. Someone cuts you off in traffic. You can either scream, curse, throw your energy into the void, or you can smirk and keep driving like royalty. Your ex posts a story aimed at hurting you. You can either stalk, overthink and spiral, or you can laugh and post your own glow, unbothered, unstoppable. A friend betrays you. You can cry for weeks, seeking closure, or you can sit still, heal in silence, and let your comeback be your closure. The less reactive you are, the more unpredictable you become. And unpredictability, that's pure lethal power. You want to know why emotional control is so magnetic? Because people expect you to explode. They expect you to fight. They expect you to shatter. When you look at them with calm eyes, when you rise above their noise, you shatter their expectations instead. There's no greater revenge, no greater glow up than keeping your peace when they tried to break you. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's the hardest thing in the world to sit with your emotions instead of reacting. It's hard to swallow your pride, to choke back your tears, to walk away when your ego wants to fight for validation. But that's where real kings and queens are made. Not in screaming matches, not in messy dramas, but in quiet victories. When you choose yourself over the chaos. It's not that you don't feel the fire. It's that you learn to hold it without burning your world down. It's not that you don't hear the insults. It's that you're too focused on building your destiny to be distracted by small minds. It's not that you don't love fiercely. It's that you love yourself enough to not beg, not chase, not crumble. You know how powerful you are when someone expects a reaction and you give them nothing? You leave them drowning in their own noise while you float above it like a goddess, untouchable by storms. I've seen it change lives. I've seen people go from reactive, emotional wrecks to unstoppable, serene forces of nature just by mastering one habit. Pause. Pause before you react. Pause before you defend. Pause before you stoop to their level. Because emotional control isn't just about how you handle them. It's about how you honor yourself. It's telling the world, you cannot have a piece of my peace. You cannot control my temperature. I am the sun. I set my own fire. It's power that no one can take, no matter how hard they try. It's royalty written in your eyes, carved in your energy, tattooed into your aura. There's a reason diamonds are priceless. It's not because they're just beautiful. It's because they're rare, hard to find, harder to own. What is abundant loses value. What is everywhere gets ignored. But what is rare becomes irresistible. And it's the same with you. If you make yourself available for every call, every text, every second someone thinks of you, you stop being precious. You become common, expected, taken for granted. And let me tell you something. Queens are not common. Kings are not expected. Legends are not available on every street corner. Scarcity creates value. The less they can have you, the more they crave you. The less you offer yourself, the more they chase you. Have you ever noticed this in real life? When you're the one always texting first, calling first, asking to meet, you start feeling invisible. But the moment you pull back, the moment you choose silence, suddenly they remember you. Suddenly you're the center of their attention. Suddenly your absence speaks louder than your presence ever did. Because the heart doesn't chase what's always given. The heart craves what feels rare, unattainable, special. It's the woman who's not always available, who has her own dreams, her own life, her own peace, that men lose their minds over. It's the man who's focused on his mission, who doesn't beg for attention, that women can't stop thinking about.